Welcome back. Let's continue the conversation now on the situation of oil theft in the country. And of course, we'll talk more on that oil pipeline surveillance contract now that was given to Tompolo. I'm now being joined on the program by Somi Oranta, who is an oil and gas expert and also someone from the Niger Delta region of the country. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us on the program. Let me start by asking you, do you think it's a good idea that this surveillance contract was given in the first place?
Well, the situation, the truth is that when you have tried several options that refuse to work, you have to try anyone that works. Americans have a certain philosophy or worldview, which they call pragmatism. Whatever works, works. It's been terrible that Nigeria will be losing that kind of wealth, oil wealth, on daily basis. And if that is the way that, we'll be able to solve the problem, so be it.
But some people have argued that, look, this should be the responsibility of the Nigerian Navy. That isn't this like a failure on the part of the Nigerian Navy that it cannot provide security for these pipelines?
It's most unfortunate that the military, the joint military, could not stem the tide of pilfering and all that, stealing of petroleum products. It is unfortunate. But if they cannot do that, if the militants or whoever that can do it, so be it. Because they say critical situations require critical solutions.
And are you not worried that this could trigger that is some kind of reaction in the Niger Delta? We've seen some groups too who have come up to say, look, they too want a piece of the pie, that Tompolo should not be the only one the government should be negotiating with. As a matter of fact, there is this group known as Creekmen who say the majority of the pipelines actually pass through, the pipes now pass through their own community, that they should also get a piece of the pie.
I think it will be important for the government to take cognizance to the fact that the communities concerned should be saddled with the responsibility of protecting the pipeline as it passes through their community. Because it is always easier for you to know what goes on within your community. It's like kind of neighborhood watch, so to say. Because it will be a little bit more difficult for somebody to come from another community to now guard and protect what is in another community. You can't rule out the possibilities of sabotage and the likes. So it will be more profitable, and more beneficial to the nation if we can have different communities, the groups, whether we call them militants or whatever you want to call them, vigilantes, to take care of the pipeline as it passes and as it crosses through their community. Because, even if, you remember what they say about dogs, that a dog cannot eat the bone that is hung on his neck.
Don't you have the fear that, look, at some point, if this is not carefully managed, that it could bring back militancy in the Niger Delta region?
Well, it has to be properly managed. It sure have to be properly managed because, but like I said, the situation is Nigeria is in a dire strait as it is. So we have to use everything possible to ensure that things work out the way it ought to be. Because you can't stop militancy, because it is a resultant effect of what is happening. The whole system is in dire straits. So we have to use everything possible. So to say that because of the likelihood of it bringing back or a resurgence of militancy in the Niger Delta, it will happen on its own even if you don't do this.
So, but do you have any confidence at all that going this route that the NNPC has chosen, and by extension the government has chosen.
Come again?
That giving out contracts to these people now, especially members of these communities and these groups now, you think it will bring an end to oil theft or at least reduce it significantly?
Yes, yes. I do have confidence in the fact that I think even the last government, during President Jonathan's time, they did something similar and were having less of that problem. But when these governments came in, they decided to adopt a different approach, which has backfired. Because I see collusion, I see connivance, I see people who have been kept in charge of protecting stuff, taking it and using government authority, the arms of the government, to assert themselves and take away our corporate patrimony in terms of oil, crude oil, you know. But these are necessary concomitant situations or results of mismanagement, I must say.
All right. So, Buranta, oil and gas expert, thank you very much for joining us on the program, and thank you for sharing your thoughts with us on this very, very, very burning issue. Thank you very much, sir. Well, that's how much we can take on the program this week. We thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.